Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp.
Wop wop.
I meant to adjust something on my chroma key for my camera because there's like a small portion of my green screen that's not going fully green for some reason.
Oh, you can paint it black.
It's not gonna fucking work.
Oh, Chroma King. That's God.
I just saw your announcement. Making the DM question his life choices. Yes. Sometimes you guys do.
Yeah, because just like how last time me and Kelly just like heard that sigh at the end.
Hey.
I think that sigh was from me.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be from us two. Literally, we're like,
that was my first thing when I got back to talking to Mike, is I was like, I love the connection that Gavin and I's characters had. We were both left because we are both social, but just because you're social doesn't mean anybody wants to talk about what you want to talk about.
that is very true.
Okay, so
You
we're
can
now
be
live
social
again.
and weird.
Let me. I told somebody I'd share the link. Sorry. Let me grab that from my phone.
Cool, that means I still have a +2 with my sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Till next
is
level,
always
that
nice.
becomes a +4.
All right, now are we good?
Nice. How do I?
Joseph, do you want to change your icon, or are you cool? Your as.
I already did.
All right. Mine still is that what yours is? I will murder your family. That's just.
No, you may need
Wait,
to
no.
I see him, right?
Oh yeah, so I was meaning your as. The I didn't know.
On my side, it's already
Huh.
that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it then.
What the fuck?
There we go.
Yes, I know. It says I will murder your whole family.
That's fine.
the
Then.
best
I mean, I don't
picture.
mind. I just thought since they were wanting to stream it, it would be good if.
Oh,
we
see,
had-
I have the pictures off.
Oh. I like seeing the pictures though.
I mean, I have mine on, so yeah, like I can see everybody's icon.
Oh wow.
The
Don't get banned.
It'll be fine.
yeah.
It's me.
Murder's
It's just
fine. Yeah, murder's fine.
Dude,
this
we
is
described
D&D.
how we like basically tore to shreds just like a bunch of deer last time.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are
Wolf
fine.
in half.
Yeah, a wolf was literally sliced in half.
Like,
Hit
I'm-
one over the head. It
Oh
broke his
wait,
head.
that's not what I
So.
meant to do.
Like I said, I
I'm
don't
sorry, I
speak
needed to read that.
people very well.
I-
But
I think
Alright.
you have it on whispering me anyway, so I don't.
I do. That's what I meant to. I meant to do that so I could read that because I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out how to read that.
Oh,
otherwise.
on your sheet, you see on one of those, if you click on them, they click on the name of it.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't want to do that because I felt it would pop it into the chat because that's what everything else fucking does. So.
No, on the feet, clicking your feet name will do that.
Okay.
That's what it's intended for. Okay, so where we left off was you guys getting a couple quests that you could do. One of which is about the murders happening in the 10 towns. Another one is about some dwarves missing ingots, I believe.
Yes.
And
Mhm,
I
correct.
believe the idea that you guys left off with was maybe talking around Bryn, Shonda about the murders, or ending up heading towards Targos. What
Yeah, I thought we were gonna start here and then move to Targos.
you got? Yeah. Just to refresh everybody's mind, the 3 towns that had the murders happen in them is Targos. Targos, Bon Shonda, and East Haven.
Hmm. How should we go about this?
We're already here in Bryn Shonda, so I suggest that we just like search around here first before we do anything else.
I agree. I would agree with you.
Same.
So what are our clues for?
Okay,
here?
so if you would like to ask around town, what I would like is for somebody to make an investigation check but it's going to be a special one. I'm going to change your int to charisma for it.
I'm out.
Ooh, okay.
Uh,
You said charisma?
it's investigation with charisma instead of int. So basically, just roll it and tell me the difference.
You know, I'll give it a slice.
Because I don't know if any of you guys are proficient with charisma. I mean, not charisma, but investigation.
Oh wait, no, I messed that up. I just hit regular charisma.
Well,
Oh shit.
Hooty hoo.
So that's
so
a 15 from me.
15 for you. Now, I want to take that 16. Or what's? It looks like your modifier.
Yeah.
Do you want me just to like re-roll for that?
No,
my modifier's a 2 as well, so that's just
yeah.
a
So that
2.
that works out for you. So what's your int modifier, Gavin?
You want me to hit the button too?
You don't have to. Enough people have like rolled Nick that somebody's going to find something.
All right, so give me
Yeah.
1 sec. My int modifier is 4, so.
So it's just subtract 4 from that 16, so you got a 12.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's a plus 2. No, it's add the 2, so it's 18. Sorry, put that brain. It's fine. So
Okay.
I want everybody who's looking for somebody to explain how you are looking for this information about the murders. Like, what are you looking for?
That would be 11 for me.
Yeah, what are you looking for this information?
I'm gonna use criminal contact and just my criminal nature and basic sword and such.
So you're gonna check around maybe the underground of the city, like trying to look for some shadier people.
Yeah, sketchy people know what sketchy people do.
I'm gonna invite White Fang to go to the different bars with me and buy drinks for people and see if we can get anybody to drop some knowledge and having a good time drinking as well.
I'm
I feel
down
like
for
that's a
that.
bad cut movie waiting to happen.
Buddy cops.
I'm down for that, and I can help too with my background in athletics. If someone gives us a strong-armed way, I could strong-arm them back.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
And I'm always down for a drink.
and
I'm going to go around asking like all of I think like the main suspects, which were like dwarves and like shorter people, like asking them like if they've seen anything.
Shorter people.
That's racist. No, that's fine. And Neon, what were you going to do? Are you going to help anybody or go off looking on your own?
He's more than welcome to join us for a drink if he'd like to.
And I would join with open hands.
Like booze? Let's go.
Because there's no bottles around. My hands are open.
There's a severe lack of something in my hand.
Okay, so we have Neon, Theo, and White Fang going together. We have I forgot the name going off on their own, and we have Iraq going off on their own. Correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Three-way party split.
Exactly. This is perfect. So
5 minutes in, let's go, boys.
so we're gonna go with the 3 people for now, at least to get them started, and then I'll switch to other 2. So you 3 are going around and Branchanda. Let me see how many, like, if there's any well-known bars you guys would be going to, other than the one that you guys have been at. There's probably a couple of smaller ones. This is the biggest city in the area, so there's probably a couple of, like, maybe shadier, maybe just not as well-known ends and pubs and bars and taverns and all that. How do you guys go about this? Just going to random ones, probably spend a couple hours just walking about, going to different ones.
Yeah, we're gonna walk in. what I would recommend is we walk in more discreetly, not try to draw too much attention to us. We kind of would make ourselves seem like we're one with the crowd and just trying to find a way to join them for more information about where to go. And that's where I think greasing some people up with some drinks might be a good motive to do it.
They just want to let you go
I
about
was,
it.
I was thinking I'd try and flex my limited popularity. See if maybe we can get some people acting suspicious if they don't know who I am. I don't know.
Right, we can go with that. We can always resort to good old Plan B, and that is force.
Yes, that is
Force.
always a good plan B, but plan A sounds much safer.
All right.
What do you
We'll go
think,
with you.
Neo?
We'll go with your plan if Neon agrees.
I think we go with plan A and then move to plan B if all goes to hell.
Nice.
Very insightful. Okay. So you guys enter in. How do you enter typically then? Do you
I
go
would say
in?
if we're using his fame, he would be front, and then we'd be walking back, kind of like bodyguards or the I can't think of the word. Or his
Entourage?
lackeys. Yes, thank you.
And
Maybe I'd run ahead a little bit and open the door for him.
really play up the
Oh, jeez.
thing. Yeah. No, you're a famous
Okay.
athlete, remember?
I
So
am.
of course they wouldn't make you open the
He's
door.
my friend. Okay. I'll make this up to him later. Yeah, no, you would definitely, I think we should definitely get people's lips loosed with alcohol. How much money do we have?
Whatever money is on your sheet.
Yeah, I mean, the last place we were at was the drinks were what, 4 copper apiece.
I
Yeah.
think it was like 3.
So I mean, I got a gold. Honestly, I have 18 gold, 9 silver, and 7 copper. So we could take a gold.
I remember it was 2 silver for a barrel.
Not
It was
a
a
barrel,
gallon.
but it's like 2 for.
I think it was a gallon because I looked up a gallon and a gallon's like 2 pitchers.
Oh yeah, a gallon.
Okay, here's
So-
my thing that I was looking up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let White Fang take the lead.
4
and
copper
then-
for a mug, 2 silver for a gallon.
Well, what I'm gonna do is, when we first get to a bar, is I'm gonna try and get everyone riled up and loose-lipped. So let's get the alcohol flowing.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm gonna let him take the lead, and I'm gonna step back and let him do a showboat, and then I'm just gonna sit there.
So if
and
it's
let the ball
4
follow me.
for pint, let's say every time you do this, it's like 2 silver, like just to spread ale across the room.
2 silver, got you.
Uh,
I'll keep track of that as we go.
Yeah, no problem. So the first one you come in, there's probably not a filled room, but a decent amount of patrons around the room. And as you announce that you would like to buy ale for everybody, you just get a general like murmur of excitement because they don't have to pay for the next drink.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And while I'm showboating, I'm hoping Theo and Neo gather some of that sweet, juicy info while I keep them distracted.
Yeah, I like the idea that you're up like at the bar making a big show of this, and Theo's just on like the sidelines. Maybe he settles up to a table. What do you do, Theo? Coy?
Remember he
Yeah.
said he was getting
Oh.
DoorDash.
I didn't.
Yeah, he might be getting FUD.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was now. But okay. What about you, Neon?
Not super crowded, but mildly crowded table, and in the confusion, make a seat. Grab a seat.
Just
When
sit there like
everything-
you were there the whole time.
Just
Just
whoever was in it or not, and moves it and sets it down and sits back in.
I mean, you're.
Yeah. Sitting here now.
You get a mug delivered to you too from the buying the whole place a drink, and one of the guys at the table looks at you like, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, I haven't seen you before. What do you like? What are you doing? Like just trying to get the feel of you, Nick. I am horrible with voice. Just chatting you up, like who are you, like kind of thing.
So, so I tell them a little bit of my background, how I was a pirate, and I'm looking into some information, looking for some information.
As a heads
on
up,
these.
since this is your first D&D night, it might not be the best to say you're a pirate, just because you don't know how people view pirates. It's not like a glorified, romanticized version of pirates. Some people die to pirates.
But also remember your power for being a pirate. The skill you got for it. That you
Which,
get away with minor crimes.
yeah. So, like, remembering the background is important. Telling it to everybody might not be the best for you.
So, it'd be better to go, I used to be a sailor.
It's like I'm just a sailor in town, and I maybe got hired to look into these murders that's been happening, or something like that. Or you could just ask about the.
Have you noticed any super suspicious people?
I mean, you can ask that. That's a fine question. He looks at you and he's like, well, there is a near 10-foot man sitting at my table. You're kind of intimidating, but I'm assuming you're not asking about yourself. This is 10 towns of where suspicious people go to live sometimes. Get away from everything. Don't have to be a little bit more specific about that in general.
Have you noticed anybody talking about investigating the murders of dwarfs, right?
No, see, you accidentally got the two questions confused. Basically, the murders have been happening in cities that have human sacrifice in them to appease the Frostmaiden. Why the dwarves were a different mission. So, if you were asked something like that, like, hey, I heard, like, something about, like, questions about the human sacrifice might be a good place, or...
Have you heard anybody mumbling about human sacrifice?
Yeah, those lotteries happen every month. Are you not from town?
No, I just got in town.
Yeah, well, best be careful. You're liable to get picked in the lotteries if you stay too long.
That in the back of my mind. And then I tipped the mug up.
You what, Nick?
I tipped the mug of ale up.
He connects it.
Oh, next after that, ask him what he does.
He looks at you. I'm a fisher by trade.
Just looking at what you have behind you right now.
How's the yields been?
It's an ARP.
Well, the knucklehead trout's been a little light every once in a while, but we've been able to. I stopped the music for a second, so it was getting weird. Trying to figure out how to skip.
It was on commercial.
No, it was on an interview. I just grabbed a playlist. But anyways. As I was saying, knucklehead trout's been a little light, but not too bad. they're tough fights to get to. Like they're tough fights to fish. If you get my drift.
Sounds like a blast.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I've lost friends where they pulled them into the water. Sometimes too.
Sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. But at least we can relax every once in a while and enjoy a mug of ale like this. He dips his drink back, take a drink.
Buy him another one.
But yeah.
I gotta spend more silver.
No, and I'm gonna let that conversation with Neon and him go on a little bit longer. Theo's not has food, so I won't bother him.
Yeah, I just want to say
Yeah.
I'm just doing basically what Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist would be
beautiful! I love that image. But
so you're just like arm flexing and just like shimmering in the moonlight.
Exactly, a little
Yes.
sparkle here or there. But we're gonna cut away from you three, and we're gonna let you guys ham up the audience and whatnot, and we'll see what Theo does when he's back. But in the meantime, we'll transfer over to Iraq. Iraq, what are you doing at the moment? Like, how do you get in contact with your underground people? Or do you just happen to know where the underground?
I would like to try to remember seeing a guard who yelled at other guards.
Oh, do you have like in your mind like just maybe a crooked guard or something or?
Well, yeah, just somebody who seems to be more in charge than other guards. I want to look like that guy. Right?
Oh, you want to actually just look like him?
I'm imagining like the red guards from like Fable 1 and 2.
So,
I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you leave the. This is where everybody splits off, and you leave that area. Maybe go into an alley. And here's the thing, though, your equipment is the problem there.
Oh, I understand. Everything's fine.
Okay. So you activate that, and you do remember somebody that looks like they were in charge, and now that feature activates.
I am now going to go to some seedy places with seedy alleys and try to find somebody who looks like they may have had trouble with the law prior.
Oh,
Somebody who, when they, I want to walk around and try to gauge reactions of when somebody looks at me and almost, I make them nervous.
okay. What's your roll me a perception?
So, and I want to go to the most shady place, of course.
Yeah, roll me a perception there. Oh yeah, no, you
That was supposed to be. I forgot to switch it back, but I crit.
Yeah, he got a natural 20 on that. So you do see people talking and whatnot about like you see people notice you, and as such, you do see what you were looking for. People who are just
aggressively overpower one of the smaller ones, not so much physically as much as just personality and socially. I'm going to charge him and start like what do you think you're doing? And what makes you think you can act this way? And I want to grab him by like his shirt and start to walk him away from anybody who he's standing with or farther into whatever alley.
You grab somebody and you just hear protest. He's probably a smaller, I would assume probably like a halfling. Like you notice a shady looking halfling, and when you grab him, he's just like he's sputtering like, but I swear I haven't done nothing since last time you grabbed me. Like I don't know what you're here for. Like just he keeps sputtering about that, and
yeah, you don't know anything, but yet you know why I'm here. You know exactly why I'm here.
And as you're saying stuff like that, you get him in an alley away from other people. Just like you wanted.
Like, I want to know what you know about the ore and what in the fuck is getting fucked up with the sacrifices.
Yeah, but the sacrifice are a government thing. You know more about those than me.
I want to smack him.
His face. No red mark on his cheek.
Just enough to
Yeah. That's
stop
more.
with your nonsense.
I can't tell you no more about the sacrifice.
Missing ore. Focus. Missing ore. Sacrifice. Give me something. Or else I have to arrest you tonight. You know how this works.
I don't know anything about no missing ore, but if you needed to talk to somebody about that, there's Smithy, I guess. Maybe it was for them.
Who?
He gives you like rambles off a name. I think you probably recognize this name from the dwarves. It's the Black Iron Blades. It's a smithy that is in town. Probably a decently well-known one you might have heard of.
I'm gonna drop him and be like, "You're lucky, and this better be good." And I'm gonna like let him shoo away.
Yeah. He just runs. Like as soon as you drop him, he's already sprinting as fast as he can.
Yeah, and then I'm going to walk away and sort of return to me.
Okay. And at the end of this exchange, once again, the camera pans over a couple, probably blocks away to Forgotten. You said you were doing what again?
I was going around and just like investigating like all the shorter like races, like halflings, dwarves, etc., that are just like wandering around, and because my character is able to just like sneak in and out of small crevices, I sort of notice Iraq questioning this character, so I'm just in.
Well, you wouldn't know you don't see Iraq questioning the character. You do see, you probably see the halfling running away afterwards, but you don't see Iraq anywhere.
Okay.
You just see like exactly what the halfling saw, just like a big scary guy questioning him. But you do see like I described to Iraq, the different shadier people in this area at least.
Okay.
And there are dwarves, there are halflings, but there was also humans, and probably the occasional. Or like, let me see if it does have a race thing, doesn't it? Like what to see here? No. Okay. I thought it did. Anyways, you do see the occasional of the other races, like maybe an elf or two, and maybe a tiefling every once in a while.
Okay. In that case, I'm just going to go into like one of the bars nearby, just like by myself, and just like see if I can do what I can to like scrounge up some information.
You go in a bar, and this is probably a much shadier one than the other three are in right now. You go in, there's probably a few people, they're probably all off to the sides, like trying to be like off by themselves. There's probably like there's a human bartender behind the bar just messing about, filling a drink or something along that line.
In that case, I will go to the bartender and just start asking him about the lotteries.
So you walk up. What specifically do you ask?
Hey, I'm new in town, so I've been hearing a lot about these lotteries. Like, what do we win? Like, what exactly is this? Like, playing dumb, like, that I have no idea what's going on.
You really are new to the town, huh? The lotteries, they are... Whoever... And he very sarcastically says, when. The lottery, they are chosen as a sacrifice to Ariel to hopefully appease her and stop this damned winter.
Has it worked before?
Hasn't worked for the last year and a half we've been doing it, but they're still hoping it might eventually. They run the lotteries every month.
Do you know how they run the lotteries?
Let me change the map actually, because I think if I go to Branshanda, I think I see, and I want to make sure I see. Yeah, they. I don't know personally, but I believe they would know over on over in the town hall area. By the way, Kelly, he pointed out on the map where to find the blacksmith, the black iron blades. And this guy, like, yeah, he's just like at the town hall. That's where they do all that. I try to keep my eyes out of it. I don't like to think about the lotteries if I can help it, and just pray my name doesn't get picked. Though I did hear that occasionally, depending on who you talk to, you might find a way to keep your name out of the lottery. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't want any trouble.
And at that point, I just turn and I'm just like, hear what from who?
He nods and just takes the drink he was filling out to a table.
At that point, I'm just going to go back out into the alleyway and just start heading back over to Northlook Tavern as kind of like our rendezvous point.
Okay. We go back over. Corey, are you back?
Yes. Yes, I
So
am.
we're gonna fade back over to Theo and them. So as we describe, Neon is sitting at a table chatting up a couple fishermen, while Right Fang is doing the whole Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist, like flexing and just being a famous athlete. What are you doing in the meantime? Drinks have been passed out to everybody from him buying.
I am going to take my drink I get, and just take a deep breath and sigh out slowly and hunch over it, and kind of make myself look a little down in the dumps, trying to see. But at the same time, as I'm doing that, I'd also like to look around the bar and just get a feeling of what people are in there, how the people are reacting to White Fang and all that, and just see if anyone catches my eye.
So you probably see several people just relax low at a beer because they really needed like a little extra. Maybe just life's getting a couple of them down as on or you probably you see Neon at a table talking to some fishermen, but there's probably a couple other tables that maybe have some people maybe playing a dice game or card game of some sort. Not so much like like what specific you're looking for other people that look like down like you or
Sorry, I'm just trying to look around the bar and get a feeling of the people in general.
yeah
What is,
overall
like,
overall there's not like a lot of depressed people or a lot of people who look like they're worried about like you probably hear whisper here or there about the murders. With your passive of 16 you probably would hear little whispers like, let me see what I have wrote about that. Boom. Whispers. Hey, did you hear about that dwarven glass blower? Like, what happened to him? It's terrible. And somebody else like whispers back like, yeah, poor Branak. He always tried to skip out on what he was owed, and I guess it caught up to him. Still, these murders are a terrible thing.
all right. While we're pretty much while the whole time we're there, I'm just gonna sit back and observe and just take it all in, see what I can hear without really interacting with people. Since we have two people that currently are, I don't want to draw attention to myself. Kind of want them to take the attention and see if anybody's saying anything or gonna whisper anything in the background or anything that can catch my attention. And kind of just try to fade back into the shadows while they have the limelight. So I
Okay.
can become like the fly on the wall there while they do what they need to do.
Okay. Like I said, you hear more about that. You hear just in general the talk, a few words of murder. Like from what you can gather, it was a dwarf that was murdered here in town. He was a glass blower. His name is Branak, Branak. And he seemed to always think that he could get away with stuff, like how he could get out of something. So that's the general knowledge you get from the crowd. From the little tidbit. You also get the sense that this murder happened maybe a week after the lottery was held.
All right. Cool. I mean, not cool that he died, but cool that I'm getting information.
Yeah.
So with that information, once again, we fade over to Iraq. Iraq.
I'm imagining that hanging out in the general vicinity, I would be there when Forgotten would get out.
Okay, so you were heading back to the tavern?
I'm imagining we would find each other somewhere because we were both in a reasonable, similar neighborhood.
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure, because I'll go back to the other three then, just to double check. I just didn't want to short you on anything if you wanted something.
No, I was on my general way back, too.
Okay. So, and then we'll go back to the other three. Is there anything else you three would do? Because you got that, maybe not all that information was from one, Theo. Maybe you guys hit a couple of taverns. That's up to you guys, like how many you would go before heading back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you won't get all information from one, but
Right.
what are you guys?
Well, so I don't know how many bars are actually in Rinshonder.
More than there should be.
There's a lot of nameless ones, just because.
We probably hopped around between a couple different ones, but a little bit more ones that weren't like the hole in the wall, just because if we're trying to use White Fang's renowned, might not be the best thing to go.
You're looking for the better ones instead of the lower class ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And so we'd hit up a couple of them, and then we'd probably rendezvous back at the.
So let's say we'll make it a nice like 3 that you go through different ones to get that information.
Yeah. Right.
And after the third one, you guys probably talk about like what you've heard in general.
Yeah. So yeah, I would tell them that throughout while you guys were doing your things, I was just sitting back listening. And between everything that we've gotten, I was able to piece together that there was a Bernac. He was I believe he was the dwarven glass blower around here. A week or so after the lottery was drawn, he was murdered. So that kind of act really quick, in my opinion. But that's what I was able to piece together.
And that's what he tells you and Neon and Right Thing. Do you meet up with everybody and say that though, or just those two and then head back?
Just those two and seeing what they would say,
Okay.
and what they found, if everything would piece together.
The only thing I think I could do, really information gathering wise, would be, talking to the bartender, because I'm dropping money.
Is there
dropping facts.
Yeah, is there anything you specifically would ask any bartender while you're jumping about?
I'd honestly ask him about the merchant caravan and frame it in such a way that I'm looking to get sponsored.
Ah, okay. So, you asked about the Torgs. You asked about Torgs. He's like, I wouldn't try to get sponsored by them. Torga is, she's called Ice Fane for a reason. Hot's cold as anybody's, that one. She as soon as kill you is look at you, you want worth the money. I'd be careful around her. She comes to town and every once in a while travels between the 10 of them before heading out to get more stock.
And I'd be asking this to each bartender after they probably gave the same ominous warning.
Yeah, like
Like,
different words, but same feeling. Like, hey, I'd be careful around that merchant. Like, she'll get you stuff, but you don't know where the stuff comes from, basically.
So the black
and,
market, got it.
and I'd ask him like, oh, you guys happen to know where she's based up? That'd be the
She
last question.
she travels through the towns. She isn't quite based up though. She comes through once a month or so. She travels between the 10 towns, so it's hard to judge where she is at any time.
Hmm. I'd thank him for their information and continue. I'd also share that with my companions that the merchant that we as a potential suspect is cold as ice. As we're doing this information dump.
All right.
Kill you as soon as he's done with you.
So, is there anything else you three would be doing after those bar dives? Neon, is there anything specific you would do?
Notify him what the fisherman said to be careful asking around, as you could be drawn next.
Ah, okay. Yeah, just, hey, the longer you're here, the more likely you might be drawn in the lottery.
Seems like if
But
you're
that-
nosy, you might get drawn too.
Yeah, that might be one way to figure out what we need to do if we can find someone that'd be willing to put themselves in the line, and we kind of wait around and see what happens. But we'll use that as a fallback plan if
I was
nothing
just,
else.
I was just about to say, mentally, we did have somebody who was asking questions like an imbecile too. A bartender in a very shady area.
Hey,
That is very
things happen.
true.
It's fine.
Yeah, I would say we'd be kind of talking that in hushed tones on the way back to the rendezvous.
Yeah.
Okay, so, it probably you will switch over to forgot the name in Iraq because you guys are probably at the tavern like an hour before the other three get back. Is there something you would do during that time? Probably talk to each other about what you found, but if there's anything else.
Buying a gallon of whatever I'm drinking.
Just keep the ale flowing. Gotcha. So yeah, you're enjoying your gallon of ale. Is there something that Forgotten would do? Wait, no, you're not. Did you? That's right.
I'm back at Norfolk waiting on you guys, thinking that was like the rendezvous.
Yeah, no, that's where Iraq is. Met up. I kept saying Forgotten, but didn't me and you talk about something?
Yes, you're right. But I was going to wait until everybody else was
Okay.
back there.
No, okay. So Forgotten.
I'm just sitting there, just in the bar in the corner, just like playing with my pet rat, like just waiting for everybody else.
Your mouse is sitting on your hand. Just...
I'm like, for real.
I
are
don't
you
think
gonna
I've ever
eat that or not. Quit playing with your food.
I don't think I've ever seen a bird drink from a barrel before.
It's only a gallon. It's not a barrel.
It's like a small barrel.
Well, and I'm sitting there for an hour. That's like 2 pitchers in an hour.
And not to mention, I imagine his beak opens and he just kind of.
I didn't mean the amount. I mean watching him drink it would be.
Yeah. Well, first he could
fascinating.
just be like one of those birds that dip his mouth down every once in a while, but that or just open the beak and just pour a little bit in the side of it. Like there's different ways he could drink. Every
I lay
way
on my
probably.
back like Deadpool and hold it up with my feet.
Yeah, you're enjoying the drink while Forgotten is at least holding his mouse and probably watching you and like unsure what to make of you and your assumed alcoholism.
I'm just sitting there with like just a confused look on my face while like I'm just toiling with my mouse in one hand, just kind of like, just almost petting it, like, yeah, no, this isn't food for you, and like, just wondering why he has like half his face in a gallon of just ale.
And probably right around now, you see your other 3 companions re-enter the tavern. So Theo, Neon, and Right Fang, you guys are back at Northlook.
And
So
we
glad we're all able to
return.
meet up, or back up.
It's hard to miss us.
Fairly, as I've learned.
As a group in general.
Mm-hmm. I'd call us very hard to miss. That's an actual conversation we just had.
But yeah. So all you guys, there's room at the table for everybody to sit down and catch up on what you guys found.
Oh yeah.
Would anybody like to go first, or should I go right ahead?
You can start.
All right.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
what I was able to find out was that one the dwarven glass blower, Bernac, he was the most recent one in the area that was taken from the lottery. The rumor was that he always thought he could get out of stuff. So it sounds like the lottery is not necessarily random. That if you step on someone's toes, that might get you drawn quicker. This happened about a week or so after the lottery, so they do act pretty quick as well. And I'll look around and what else did you guys find out?
I found out that it is at least guard sponsored, and the ore is linked to the black iron blades, assuming that's why that's been.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
smithy you were told about.
The smithy at the black iron blades may know more about the iron theft that's going on, or the ore theft that's going on.
If you remember what they said, they were attacked by a Yeti out in the wilderness, and they had to abandon it. And they asked you to help them get it back, or to get it back.
Oh,
That's what that quest was. But you do know at least where the orb was meant for.
Well,
Anything else?
Well, I asked around about the merchant caravan, and the merchant leader is apparently a very, very ice cold person who'd kill you as soon as you're useless. And she'll get you stuff, but get it from where is questionable. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to pin down her location as she constantly moves. I did spread a rumor that I wanted to be sponsored by her, though, so maybe she'll show up in one of the places we travel to.
Interesting. I do think if we can't figure anything out, the best bet would be to allow one of us to be bait, and then obviously we're not going to let anything happen. But
well, that's what exactly. We could follow you around, and you could be air quotes alone.
right, I think the person that needs to be bait though is the person that's not going to be the most efficient at remaining hidden. Though. Would be another good way to look at it too. We would hate to get someone following them, and then we get found out that being routed that way. But if we can figure out a different way to do it, so we don't have to put one of us in danger. But if that's all we can think of, then that's all we can think of.
Unfortunately, I don't think me and Neo would be suited for the sneaking part of that.
Well, I mean, I don't think they would really be the best bait either, because they would, like,
Avak,
Look at
you
up and down, like I think you might be assuming that there's going to be a fight taking you.
I know, Avak, you did, like you said, it's God's sponsor, so you could always ask around government officials too if you wanted to find more that way.
Yeah.
Because there is, as you guys would know in general, there is a town hall, so maybe there is somebody you could talk to there too. Because that's just a general, most towns have one.
All right. Convince them to make it a battle instead of just sacrifices, gladiator style.
I don't know, man.
It's been a while since the last tournament I was in.
But so yeah, now you guys are at least caught up to each other. What's the game plan then?
Well, the town hall sounds the most interesting
Yeah.
center of information.
Try to get as much info as at least getting into the
I would also, while I know that we're on the hunt to do specific things, but we still have some stuff we can try to sell if we can find a general goods store like those animal hides and stuff, just to get us a little bit of money if we're going to be passing it, just to save us some time.
That is very true.
We have, wolf hide, animal hide, reindeer. Yeah, so if we can find a leather working place or general goods or stables, that popped up on the map.
I'm just opening stuff up that I don't think ruins you guys, but I know.
Gotcha. Heck, even blacksmith could use it too. I mean, it would be more of like, if someone's asking for leather armor, they can make it out of wolf hide, and it would be more of a showpiece kind of thing, So I think we can ask around and try to get a good price for the reindeer hide and the wolf hide and some antlers. So try to make us a little bit extra too.
I don't see that as being a bad option.
I'm down for it.
Plus, it would get us around a little bit, get us familiar with it. And if someone is watching us, or we can get someone to watch us, and make it seem a little bit more reasonable why we're here to sell stuff instead of just being here asking around. That's kind of a little sketchy.
This is true.
I do wonder who of us is the best at sneaking.
Probably me.
I would hope
Because
so.
I had a neat idea based on our bar experience today.
Is
You
this going
know,
to
if we add,
be-
yeah,
I was gonna say, is this going to be like kind of meta, like outside of the game?
yeah, a little bit. I was just gonna ask everybody to see what they think, player-wise.
Which
I don't
is
even know if
fine.
my character
I-
would be. I don't even know if my character would be smart enough to think of this.
I'm not too butthurt about certain like meta conversations. Just especially with some people being a little bit more experienced with D&D than others. Just as long as you don't go super crazy with it, should be fine.
Gotcha.
As a personal okay. So go ahead. Right thing.
Well, I was just thinking about using a distraction break-in method at the town hall. Someone could go in and gather all the real info while we're spouted lies out at the front desk.
I mean, that could always be a good backup plan.
I'd say we save that for like Plan C.
Plan C,
Yes.
got you.
That is like our last like
Okay,
fuck
wait.
it, throw
got-
caution to the wind plan.
If shit is going that bad that we need to sneak off and start separating, that means that one or two of us is gonna throw the rest of the group under the guard bus to get questioned for a minute.
Yeah,
Manifesto say deliver here. Okay.
Okay.
and
Okay.
considering
I
that we
just-
have two huge burly dudes in our group, a giant bird person, a hunter, and
I'm not
like,
giant. I'm
huh?
like 5'4".
Okay, a half-naked dragon monk.
Okay.
I mean,
That
that one.
better?
That one's
You're not wrong. Okay, we'll keep that in mind as Plan C then. As for what we do next, I honestly have no idea. Well, my character wouldn't have any idea. Neither do
Yeah, that's the last plan, boys.
I.
Would there
So we're
be
gonna
any
need a-
like alchemy based or potion based, something that would use more exotic like uh antlers for something more than just
Uh,
general goods?
probably not. There's not too much like magically like stuff going on in these towns.
Okay.
Uh, general goods are probably gonna be your best option. I was just randomly looking for like certain prices and whatnot just to make sure.
All right. Um.
I can also, if you want, unless you want to try to roleplay and get, like, roleplay out, I could also look up what you get for those and that stuff. And, like, you can haggle and whatnot. But that way we can continue on with, like, the roleplay finding answers if you want. Or if you want to roleplay it, I'm still fine with that.
I'm okay with if you just want to throw out there what it would be worth. I'm not gonna haggle prices. Not this time around. It's not anything extravagant to haggle prices in my
yeah,
opinion.
it looks like, this, shop catalog thing I have on my computer is putting basic leather at its normal cost about 4 GP. So each pelt I'll give you, let's go 3 GP a pelt.
Cool.
Um,
How many
Yeah,
pelts
that's not
do
too
I
shabby.
have now?
well, it
We had 5 reindeer pelts,
So 5 times 3, so it'd be
15,
15, but then we also had
6
was
wolves.
it 6 wolves.
The one pelt is not really salvageable because it was
So
like
5, yeah.
cut in half. Like
But
anything they
that would
wanted to
give us-
do really couldn't work.
that would
Wait, didn't
us
we give that
30
one
GP.
to the bartender in Northlook?
You slammed it on the counter and then dragged it back out to the car. I'm not sure if you actually left it with him. Either way, it's not countable.
Damn.
Well, that's 30 GP, so each of us can.
And we got.
There's 5 of you, so 6 each.
Right, we can divide that up if you guys want to.
Alright.
Or leave
I'm
it
down
with
for it.
one person you guys trust, but you guys probably don't trust each other 100% yet.
Yeah.
Not
How
100%.
much was it?
6 each, I believe.
6?
Yeah, 6 each.
That at least gets you guys something if you need something like that. 'Cause
I love adding gold and changing my weight.
yeah, no, because it's saying why gold is negligible, like weight. The thing auto calculates it. If that ever became an issue, I might separate it. But until then,
Down to the town hall.
so you have to like
So
maybe.
wait, yeah, what is the plan?
I thought we were gonna go look and see what we could find at the town hall and make a decision from there.
Before we just,
Oh.
distract and then haphazardly just, break and enter.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Or if we could find a way to. No, we don't have enough gold for that. Never mind. I'm not spending money on it.
And
If
maybe
we really wanted to get,
talk the desk lady.
what was I say? If we really wanted to get the attention, if we could find like a picture of that guy that's been killed, since he's obviously peed someone off. If we could find a way to use like an illusionary, make it seem like he's still here, it might get them to react. Like, what the heck is going on? Might be able to draw some,
A lot of attention.
right. But I don't know how
Well,
much
but-
an illusionary scroll or illusionary ability will cost. So, or if we can even find out what he looked like.
That is a good point.
I mean, there might be
What was he getting?
town hall.
What was our?
And if there is,
Sorry.
I mean, I'd go buy what I would need to do to go do that.
But what was that right thing? Hello?
White Fang. We lose ya?
Hello?
Like mid-sentence.
It. Maybe he muted. We'll go back to that here in a second. But you guys are probably discussing this as you walk. It's probably been 30 minutes as Theo probably ducked into a leatherworking place and got rid of the pelts and whatnot. So as you guys continue on, you guys see what looks to be a general, like, it's a very official looking building. Like, one thing you guys notice, this town, right, it completely snowed over. It does look more civilized than some of the other 10 towns.
Hello.
There we go.
There we go.
I don't know what happened. Everything just freaked out for a second.
I apologize. You were saying, though, what was?
Yeah, what was he trying to escape from? Heck, I don't even think we know that yet.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know. It not so much escape as in he thought he could get away with certain things. Like,
Okay.
so maybe you can always ask, like, the town keeper, because they probably have, like, records about the murder at the town hall too. Like, probably, like,
Yeah, let's.
if it's connected to the lottery, like the one dwarf lady thinks it is, they might have something. At least know more about the lottery from them is useful.
If we find a poster, you guys can continue to investigate Town Hall, and I'll go get what I need to disguise myself as this guy. And
Sounds like a good plan, Rock.
on my way back, I'll bring back at least some attention to the fact that I'm here.
There's not so
Well,
much.
let's not bring attention to ourselves or than we already have.
Oh, of course. I mean, not until I look like somebody else.
But as I was describing, the buildings of this town are well kept. Like, this is actual, like, a civilized town, basically. So when you look forward at the town hall, it's very what you would imagine a town hall to look like, very government official looking. And it looks like it's open to the public. If you guys were to walk up, you probably could see, maybe through the glass of the door, it looked like a lady at a front desk, probably looking over paperwork or something.
Maybe we shouldn't go in as a group.
Yeah, I'll stay out here. That worked so good last time.
Okay, I have an idea.
Oh, great.
Oh boy.
Gee, thanks, boys. I can just feel the confidence just through my headset.
I'm just going off my experience from you last time. You have no idea.
So, being a ghost, I have the ability to be intangible. So I think that Theo and I should walk in, but I walk directly behind him, being completely invisible, so they cannot see me whatsoever.
Well, is it invisible or an intangible? Intangible doesn't mean you're invisible.
Oof, that's a good point. Intangible.
Yeah, intangible specifically says you just it's good for escaping grapples. It wouldn't make you invisible or anything.
Well, I tried.
Alright.
Let's see here.
Is anybody persuasive? I definitely am not.
We know the two people who are persuasive.
Yeah, and they're not gonna go in. They're already off the list.
I mean,
you're off the list, Rock.
Well, that's just rude. Not even know what he's gonna do.
I know what he's gonna do.
I was gonna say, if I'm not persuasive, I can be perceptive or deceptive.
I can be one of the eptives.
One of.
All right, you know
one.
what? Let's see what happens. You go ahead. I'm gonna go back a ways away.
You guys just go ahead. I'm gonna sit out here and take a break for a minute.
Oh man, look at that. It's past mug 30. Last time, while they go in, you want to get a drink?
You know, I would say yes, but I'm gonna have to go with them to make sure they don't get arrested.
Yeah, someone's got to be responsible. I understand that.
Uh,
And it's the drunken monk. God damn it.
now I'll
You
go.
just- You can just Armstrong this. You've got this. Just show them your like awesome dragon scale decks.
Yeah, just flexing your shirt rips off. God damn it, that's the third one today.
Just even grows like a little gold mustache.
I'm
No.
gonna walk in and
Moving
start
on.
to
Yeah.
for a flyer.
When you walk in, you hear maybe the little bell on the door, and the lady looks up and says, "Oh, hello there. Can I help you?"
Howdy, I was looking for a flyer of the what was his name?
Bradnock.
That guy.
She looks at you and says, "I don't believe we have any flyers. He's the one that was murdered, right?
Yeah.
It's
There's no
sad business
photos.
about that.
A portrait or a
Yeah.
rendering of him.
Yeah, we don't really have much of that around here. He really wasn't in much good shape when they found him. He had what looked to be a melted, like almost icicle sticking out of his chest, like a icy dagger of some sort.
Yeah, that's horrible. Did they bury him?
Yes, they actually cremated him a little while ago. But maybe I can help you. Why do you need a flyer of his?
Oh, I was just wondering what he looked like. I thought he was missing.
He not so much missing though. Some people aren't too unhappy of his passing.
I don't know. There's a lot of crazy rumors going on. I want to go ahead, and I'm going to wait.
No.
I don't actually care. They all know anyways. I
10.
can watch a stream, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that.
Nice.
Okay, so right off
Oh, you
the
can check
top,
thoughts? That's cool.
Huh?
right off the top,
Mm-hmm.
you get the surface thoughts. Like she is thinking that she really isn't too hurt over him. He seemed like he did something scummy that she wasn't a fan of. So you basically got that feeling from her.
I would like to try to dig deeper into what that scummy feeling was.
Okay, so this is save if I remember right.
I
The
think
surface
so.
thoughts. As an action, you probe deep. It's a wisdom save. Commoner doesn't have any, so I'm just roll d20. So she fails. So what you get is first off, you get her name. Her name's Tilna Mello, and she grudgingly accepted a bribe from this man to keep his name out of the lottery.
Okay. I wanna in the flusterness of me removing myself from her brain hole, I want to like take a step forward and grab her hand and be like, "Whoa, did you feel that?"
She is a little startled that a Kenku grabbed her hand, and she's like, "What? I felt a little lightheaded there for a second. What are you?
What's your name?
My name is it's Tilna."
I had a strong feeling with you. We should grab dinner sometime.
This has gone from fantasy to like rom-com in like no time flat.
Roll me
I love it.
roll me a persuasion then.
Oh god, I don't actually want to go to dinner. I was just trying to cover myself up.
you
No. You might go to dinner now.
you're
You
very
committed this. You have to do
She's
this
like,
now.
well, I'm a little busy, but maybe here in the next couple days we can go.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'll see me around. Thank you.
Uh,
I'm just gonna walk away.
As you detach yourself from
Not
her
even
thoughts,
giving
by the
my
way,
name.
as you detach yourself from her thoughts, you get another thought tied to Branak. You don't see the image in her brain, but you remember, you hear a thought about a handsome blue-eyed man asking about the dwarf the night he was killed.
Oh.
Nice.
So,
I'd like to think I was waiting in line behind Arak. I just watched him fucking magic this poor
Walk
girl,
over.
and now I'm gonna walk up to her.
when he
all 6
connected,
foot
by the
tall.
way, his eyes didn't quite glow. They almost dimmed when he connected to her.
Oh.
But
And now she's gonna deal with me. She's like, oh, great.
yeah, she sees you step up. Can I help you, sir? Like, she's still a little flustered.
Greetings and salutations. I was just passing through town, and I remember that this is one of the towns with the lottery. And, it's been a while, unfortunately. It's been a while. And I need a refresher on how it works.
Yes, those nasty business of a thing.
Best to
Basically,
stay informed.
a sensor goes around the town, and we randomly get a name chosen from every citizen who is of adult age, and once a month we and she kind of shudders, give them to Aurel to hopefully end this eternal winter.
It's been winter far too long.
That it has. I can't even. Half the time, I can't even bear getting out of bed without putting layers and layers on. It's horrible.
As I stand there,
Bare chested.
almost no clothes.
Yeah,
Not even
yeah, but
bothered.
it's not like uncommon that certain races aren't bothered. If you are human and standing there uncovered, unbothered, that might strike a little thing, but you are clearly a white dragonborn, and while you probably aren't common, you're probably common enough that people understand that you're just different, like white dragons. But it is still one of those, like, oh, this person doesn't have to worry about that kind of thing.
But I think the last question I'm gonna ask her is when the next lottery is.
Well, we just had one, like a week and a half to 2 weeks ago. So in about 2 weeks or so, on the full moon.
On the full moon.
That's when we generally do it every month.
All right. I just wanted to be all informed about it since I'm traveling through.
I would be careful. I don't know if Targos and East Haven do it the same night, but if I was you, I'd find myself in another town when the lottery comes around.
Good advice. Thank you very much.
She nods her head and bids you farewell.
All right. That went surprisingly well, and I did not know a rock could do that.
There's a lot of things.
Be suave.
I like to think that he does that to me sometimes. I just don't notice.
See, it'd be hard to do it to you, like, cause
His head is big empty.
It's a wisdom save, so it'd be hard to do it to you, without you knowing.
Yeah, but his head's big empty, and he's drunk all the time.
I mean, those are surface thoughts. If he never digs deeper, you'll never know.
Well, I feel like I constantly do surface thoughts of everyone and everything, but not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just my nature has made me so high tense that I'm constantly like,
what?
New person, hello. New person, hello. What's going on?
But yeah, as you do that, Avak, you exit a good, unless you wait in there by the door, you exit a good minute or like 5 minutes or so before. I figured you didn't want to stick around in case you get more bird fancy thoughts.
Or freezer time, you know. I don't need to be like, my lunch break coming up in 15 minutes.
You did this. Hey, you did this. I'm trying to be more on the fly with you, Kelly. You did this.
I'm not pulling you out of that fire either.
That we might not
Okay.
we might not role play it out, Kelly. It'll be a fade to black thing for dinner and whatnot. But if you do it, I will do it.
I'd run away.
Boys, we have a new side quest.
No.
Let's get this bird a date. No, I'm kidding.
Operation Lovebirds.
The rom-com picking up. Anyway, you walk outside a good 5 minutes. No need to get distracted. What do you say? Why do you just wait for White Fang to also exit before saying anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him to regroup to share. That way I don't have to say it all.
It's
once.
also up to all of you guys whether you guys react to Iraq's stuff, reacts to forgotten stuff, like any of that. It's up to you guys if you react. I won't make you. Like, this is your characters and everything. Just as they tell you what they do, that's up to you. I just wanted to put that out there.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. And so you wait for White Fang?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So a good 5 minutes goes by, probably with certain people, both anxious to hear what you have to say, but also understanding that you're waiting. And as you do so, Iraq's out. 5 minutes go by. White Fang comes out.
She seemed more easy to talk to after you talked to her, Rock.
No, well, she's probably in a good mood.
Anyways, I think I found out more about this lottery. How it works, when it happens, and I just repeat what was told to me to the group.
About it happens every full moon, so on and so forth.
That's interesting considering, and I'm going to tell them that the dude who died is one of the dudes who paid her money to not to die.
But he's dead.
Yeah. So, don't pay her money not to die. Apparently she can't.
You also got from the mind that she, like I said, she's not sorry he's dead, but she didn't cause it, according to her mind.
Yeah, she would throw him under the bus for sure. She's talked herself into. I believe she thinks that she didn't kill him, but she definitely had some part in it.
I mean, essentially, he just took her place.
Seems, well, he took someone's place, or maybe there was 2 sacrifices.
They're talking.
Was there?
I'm imagining Neon and I are just looking at them. What are they going on about?
Okay, so I'm gonna say this as like within the group, I just like come to terms with like, I kind of wonder if this lotto is all just based around those that are like in some form of debt, that is to like some underground like hierarchy that we aren't seeing here.
Let's find out who wants to go in debt.
Well,
Magic
let's
weapon?
see.
Magic weapon? Magic weapon?
I was just about to say, who wants a magic weapon? If we're gonna go with that, let's make
I'd
it
like
a
to
good
trade in
one.
one mouse for one magic mouse, please.
Well, he's sitting on your ghost hand, so
he might be magic already.
That's because I let him.
But
Okay.
so now that everybody
Do
knows,
we have something good to run into debt off the top of their head?
Totally not like there's a shit ton of bars in this town for some reason.
hey,
Yeah, but
an
you need
average
some
amount for the amount of people. This
I feel like we need to get into an above average amount of debt.
like
I think
We need to be an example.
there was more than 5 bars in a town that has 1,200 people in it. Let's be real here.
now I do have. Let me see here. Do I have an above average intelligence?
Are you
I
talking
do
about
not.
you?
I am. No, I'm looking at my character. I do not have an above average intelligence, but I do have an above average wisdom.
I would
So I
hope
hope
so.
that-
14 of both, so
So we only have one murder. We don't know how the other two died, or why.
Yep.
Maybe we should gather a little more info before we decide to.
Bury ourselves in debt.
Yeah.
And make it, I don't know. It's fine. We can make a Porque no los dos.
Yeah,
I
that's a
mean-
good point. That's very wise of you to mention.
Thank you.
I was wrapped up in the moment.
We
Um,
could have bought you
I
a new
was-
shop.
I would have loved to have
Some
some bow.
thugs
Do
would have
not
come
get
and
me
fucked
wrong.
it up.
Hey, you know, I got one brain cell and it bops around in there sometimes.
All right, now we'll go
The
ahead.
two
and move on
little
to the next one.
electrons fire between each other like let's go.
Yeah, it hit the corner of the screen. I had a good thought.
So what did Theo say?
Well, if that's the case, then I think we should move on to the next town and see what we can figure out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Does
Yeah,
anybody need to
uh,
hit any
same
shops or
everywhere.
anything while we are here, though?
I'm good.
Good.
All right.
Oh, hey, didn't them dwarves say we need snowshoes?
I have snowshoes.
Do you?
Oh.
I pull out of my backpack. I want to like sit down on the ground and start putting on my cold weather gear.
Well, you already would have your regular cold weather gear. Snowshoes are separate.
Yeah, well, that's have snowshoes and
Okay.
cleats.
So you have all three?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question, with the way my feet are designed, do I need snowshoes?
How are they designed? Because we have to imagine. Because if you make a decision here, I might allow it because you are white dragonborn, but that's going to change stuff in the future if you ever need like special boots or anything.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
I
trust
would
me.
like to tell you guys. I don't know if this would be helpful or not, but I am rather adept at moving through the snow, so we could probably get away without it. Meta-wise, my character with the natural explorer from a ranger, I ignore difficult terrain, and my group ignores it as well.
Oh,
Wait, and the group ignores it?
Yeah,
That's
difficult
pretty
terrain doesn't slow
badass.
your group's travel. So that's why I worded it that way in character, but out of character is because of natural explorer. Difficult terrain doesn't slow. So in characters because I know how to move through the snow. I know which piles of or which snow drifts to avoid and which ones to go around and where to get through it.
okay.
But if you guys think if it would help you, by all means, you go right ahead. I grew up hunting these high snow areas, so I'm not too concerned about it myself. But I don't know how about you guys.
So basically, from what I'm gathering from that, as long as you're with Theo, you shouldn't need the snowshoes either way. Right thing, I'll say, like I said, you would probably need special boots if you ever need, so you can't just buy or take people's boots and put them on.
Okay.
But I
Because-
don't see the why you couldn't have like feet developed for it.
Yeah, because I was looking at the player's handbook and a Dragonborn's feet are like wide and three-clawed. I'm like, that's
Wait.
basically a snowshoe.
Not only that, but you as a white dragonborn, or maybe you have feet that are slightly webbed for it. That's up to you if you
Oh.
want that. Like I imagine that,
That'd
like
be cool.
Plus, that'd help you swim too.
at least not drown.
Yeah, at least not drown.
But yeah, I don't see why I can't just let you. So I'm fine with that.
It'd be the same question for Nick too.
As a
He's
Goliath,
a mountain man.
he is a mountain man, but he does have humanoid feet. He wears boots.
And I'd like to think a rock just kind of walks on top of it because he's a bird.
Well, that may be why I have snowshoes, as we already deemed it, and I wrote because it says that, like in my bio, that I have cold weather clothes, snowshoes, cleats, and crampons.
That might have
okay.
been that. Let me see that, because that might have been I told you have that and that you need to get it something. Let me see. You said in your bio.
Yeah, someone.
Well, yeah, if you guys are with me, I thought I would let you know that
Okay.
I'm adept at moving people through the snow for hunting parties and stuff like that. So I could get us there. It wouldn't slow us down one bit. But if you guys would still like to get them if we ever get separated or anything like that, it probably wouldn't be bad to have them. I'm just simply saying I do not need them.
I do think it's a good idea that we should get them because if we get into a fight, then we might need them.
True.
It gets separated, but
My...
you guys are planning on going to Targus next, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I want to get the map ready for you guys, so.
But yeah, meta-wise, the natural explorer, I get to ignore difficult terrain. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel. We can't become lost except by magical means, and even when I am engaged in another activity while traveling, such as foraging, navigating, or tracking, I still remain alert to danger. So I still can't. I am at that point still alert. So this is the type of stuff that Theo would excel at.
Then he should definitely take point.
For sure.
And me and Neo should take the back point so we don't get ambushed.
It's Neon.
Sounds like a very good point.
And we put the squishies in the middle.
Gee,
So-
thanks.
I
Hey,
agree.
is he wrong?
No. So
I mean,
wait,
I'm not much better. What?
But I have 7 HP. I'm not booing him. He's right.
I mean, he is right. We are squishy as hell.
So,
I mean, I've only got 9.
Yeah.
Hell, I
God.
went down and came back somehow last time. So
the nat 20
Oh
is
god, I
great.
actually only have 9 health as well. Jesus Christ.
You guys are level 1. So,
super squish.
Shit, really? Alright.
it happened.
Okay, so-
I've got 13.
I'm going to get the snowshoes. How much gold is that going to cost me?
Let me see the boom. I'm trying because there's a certain part that tells me it is. They will be 2 gold pieces,
Okay.
and they're easy enough to find.
I'd like to purchase some too.
Okay, so go ahead and subtract 2 gold from you, Nick.
I'm gonna take this time to suit up. And the fact that I don't wear cold weather gear, but I'm gonna actually get my weapons ready, so I'm ready
Yeah.
this time. Got a bandolier of darts and a big old quarterstaff. Heck yeah.
Sorry.
Sharpening my weapons, or does that not matter?
It's all for flavor. You can just make sure your weapons are all ready. Just say, hey, I checked my weapons. Unless something horrible happens, you shouldn't ever have to maintain them in D&D. Until the black puddings come.
Did you just say black puddings? What?
That's a normal monster. Ask Joseph.
Oh god.
It's a horrifying
Oh,
monster.
God. They destroy your weapons and armor.
Okay, all I'm thinking is like the blob.
It's
Like,
It
that's
is.
what comes to mind.
basically.
It's the blob of black.
Anyways, you guys go about. You buy snowshoes for the ones who need them. Go about it, all that. It's about a 2-hour to 3-hour journey to Targos. For those who are experienced travelers, it helps that you have Theo there to help you lead you. He very much cushions it.
And I've lived here my whole life. I know this road.
So
Hey.
I'm gonna transfer you guys to the Icewind Dale map again,
Hey.
so we can see this. So, yeah, it's a short trek.
Yeah. My wisdom bonk. 3 murders to solve. We need to figure out how all 3 of these people died.
Come
So,
on, guys, we can Scooby-Doo this.
so much like
No.
when
We're no. Forgotten. We're not Scooby doing this.
so much like how you guys were hunting. It's constantly a light snow. Snowshoes are helping you for those who put them on, but you guys don't have to have them on with Theo. He's kind of like pointing out the pointing out the paths that won't like fall through the snow and whatnot. Like he has like a sixth sense almost. Is there something specific that Theo does in that case to point that out or test it or any of that?
As I'm walking, you'll see like areas that he slows down a little bit and will reach out and tap with his foot and then like shake his head and walk around it, and sometimes he'll tap and be like, all right, and keep going just to test some of the areas that look like they might be bad or not, just to suss them out basically. And but most of it will be able to stay on that path. And anything that just seems out of the norm, he would investigate and then tell them to come on or hold back or until he can figure it out.
Okay. Why the snow makes it a little bit more slow going than it would have been otherwise. You guys make decent time. Like I said, 2 to 3 hours. Let's see. After all the day, like you guys probably long rested that night. He gave you a meal. Actually, that would have been in the morning. He gave you a meal. Guys went about. It's probably about 3 or 4 at night, like in the evening. By the time you guys reach the Targos gates.
Wait, 3 or 4 like in the morning?
No, at night. Sorry.
In the evening.
Yeah, in the evening, not afternoon.
In the afternoon?
Yes.
Afternoon, okay. I was like, what?
I was about to say, I think technically it's the afternoon, but who actually?
After it's 3 or 4 p.m.
Okay. We're
Heard.
gonna need to get lunch soon.
Agreed.
So where are we at now?
So you guys are probably just entering through the main gates down here.
Okay.
I mean, if your character,
right
if you were
here.
hungry along the way, I could have foraged food for you.
Oh no.
All you had to do was say
Oh, I
something.
have
I
food in
got-
my backpack. Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Theo-
food in our backpack.
Theo finds a random Cliff Bar sitting on the ground.
Are you magic? Yes. Yes, he is.
But yeah, you guys probably around the gates. There's a big the gates are surrounded by a big wooden wall.
Can see that. It's quite a walled-in town.
Hello.
Is there anybody like
yeah,
at the?
it's not like to stop people coming in or out. It's an open gate.
Oh.
Oh.
Like it's not like you're not allowed to come in. No, it's but
May we enter the city? The Yetis attacked here too, because if so, we're leaving.
Gavin, did you mean to post
We
that?
should.
No, I did not.
Okay.
I meant to just hit
No
play,
problem.
Not
Click the name, not the little speech button.
my bad. Sorry.
No, that's not an issue. I was just
Yeah,
then you
just,
know.
We
just
should.
ignore that. Sorry.
Let's go.
You're fine.
We should set up a base so we can rendezvous if we split up, which I know we will.
'Cause that's,
You guys want to find the nearest bar, and then we can rendezvous back to that one by nighttime? Well, what comes the nighttime for you?
yeah, it always looks dusk during the day, so
Shall we do our separate and interrogate here to try to figure out who murdered here or who died here? Do we know?
she just said somebody died here. You could always, again, like I said, most of these towns have a town hall. You could always try there first.
Well, we did get a bunch of information there the first time, so.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that would be our first point we would go to is a town hall.
Shall we?
So
stick
same plan
with
as last time.
I was just about to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Plan.
Sure. Neon and I will stay outside and occupy our time, I guess.
Okay, me and the giant white dragon are gonna walk inside and try to conversate without being
Oh,
suspicious.
I'm gonna ask a different question this time.
Okay.
What? Oh, about the merchant caravan. I want to see if she's been around here. You know, we're trying to locate her position, right?
Yeah.
That is true.
So,
And my last
Hey,
question,
wait,
and my
why
last
don't we-
question
why
was
don't we
already
see-
answered.
Why don't we send the drunkard to the bar to ask that question? And
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, my gourd's a little on the sad side.
yeah, after 3 hours walking, you probably got a little thirsty.
bro,
I will go with White Fang to the bar.
And White Fang, living here, you know where the decent bars are, because of course you would.
Well, yeah, I'm traveling. I gotta know where the best place to fill up my gourd is.
He's a dragonborn. He can just smell the alcohol.
Exactly.
Almost like I got a little dwarf in me. Alright, let's go, Forgotten. I don't even know if that's what my character calls you, but I guess it is. Let's go, guy.
Okay.
You're coming with us.
I just follow right after you.
So, you are leading him to the Three Flags Sailing. One of the
flag sailing.
one of the taverns that you frequent in this town.
Oh yeah.
So,
Gotta get some of that coastal
alcohol
alcohol in my
so
gourd.
you two are going. I know. Arak is heading to the town hall. Neon and Theo.
I just figured I'd stay around the town hall.
Okay, I just wanted to make
walking
sure.
around to get a lay of the land. I guess I would invite Neon to join me. We can just walk around and get a lay of the land if he would like to.
I'd love to. Can't think. I'd love to tag along.
All right.
So you two are like staying outside, like get a lay of the land outside. Maybe walk the streets around a little bit around it.
We would be walking through the whole town, just getting the lay of the land, see what shops are there, while everyone else is doing their investigating, just to see, me being the explorer I am, I like to make a mental map of places. So.
Okay.
I'd probably walk with White Fang and Forgotten up until the point of them splitting apart, and then I'd keep going to the town hall. Just
okay. Good. All good
we
things.
could navigate together. I guess.
Yeah. Walk until you can't. So
Exactly.
I'm going to have a couple of things. One, Theo, if you could roll me another one of those investigations that I had earlier. Either regular or charisma based, whichever one you prefer.
Investigation, sure.
You I don't think you've been to this town, and
Nope.
it's
I'm all surprised.
yeah, it's very different than what
taken
you
off.
like. It's not quite as busy as Bryn Shanda, but it's not as like small as the town you're from, and it's a weird zone. Like you're probably just taking in the sights, honestly.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about what I would expect.
And for Neon, you're probably just tagging along, just much like him, finding just finding these sites interesting, maybe.
Maybe if there's a unique shop, like a magic shop, I doubt this. I don't know if this place would have one, since magic is not prevalent, but he would probably go in and out of shops just to see, like, oh, okay, let's see what this general goods store has. Okay, let's see if this alchemy. Okay, cool. We'll see what this one has. Just perusing the wares, see if there's anything that would tickle his fancy. Any unique items or anything that's just new to him. This is his first time being out exploring, so Theo would
Yeah.
want to take it all in.
I think I know what's gonna happen, but in the first off, we're gonna transition. Who would like to go first, a rock or Right Fang?
They can
Oh, Rock. It's always so entertaining.
go. Okay.
Yeah, I vote a rock. He can go first.
Yeah.
So, a rock, you get to a building that looks similar, but not as nicely kept as the last one in the last town. And there is maybe with a pen and a clipboard. When you walk in, there is a tiefling. Maybe you hear random either thoughts or random out loud like, no, they paid this month, they don't get selected, and this and that.
Wait, who doesn't get selected?
That it's
off topic.
like,
Like, I'm assuming
he-
he's talking to somebody.
no, he's just talking to himself, like
Wow.
looking at a paper and just like almost like he's writing something. He looks
I
up.
want to like lean over, like who doesn't get or who doesn't get chosen.
He looks up slightly, so it's like, oh, the people who pay me, of course.
Oh.
He's very nonchalant about it. So
I was just wondering what there was somebody the lottery. How does the lottery work here?
no. We randomly pick somebody every month to be selected as our sacrifice, though certain people feel they shouldn't be selected, and if they feel such way, there is ways they can make sure they are not selected.
Is the when was your guys' last sacrifice?
We let me see. Probably like 3 or so weeks ago.
And who lost it by any chance?
Just some random known name. I don't tend to remember those we sacrificed very well. It's always
I'm gonna do it again.
go ahead. Surface thoughts. Again, he's very nonchalant, bubbly. Like you get the random thought, like, I wonder if this person wants out of the lottery.
Again.
How much can I charge them to make sure they don't get in the lottery?
I wanted to try to get
The deeper.
when we brought up that guy,
Uh,
the no-name guy, was he still
I
thinking
think you
about?
want the guy who was murdered.
yeah, not the loser, the murderer. There is murder. There is
Oh.
a slight difference.
Okay.
Okay. But either way, the random thoughts are just like you got him on the lottery, so now he's thinking again about the people who have paid him.
Have the people who have paid you been chosen for the lottery after they stop paying you?
Well, yeah, the payments only last for the month, though. There was that unfortunate thing that happened to one of them last month, but I wouldn't. They're not connected.
What happened to this
Oh, is this? This.
relevant incident?
I'm trying to. This
I wanna,
shipbuilder.
lean forward on the counter with my elbows
The,
and put my chin on my hands.
this shipbuilder. He paid his due for the month, and unfortunately, a day or two after he paid me, he ended up pinned to his boat with almost like an icicle stuck through his heart.
Wow, what caused that? Do you know?
No idea. I know it's very obviously not connected to anything I do here.
I'm gonna probe deeper.
Okay.
Because now I blatantly don't believe him.
Inside his head, he's almost convinced himself that it's not connected. because there's no like proof to the contrary. Though you do again get a thought about
another person.
what?
Is he worried about another person?
No, he's not worried about anything other than his pocket.
Okay,
But
so he's not worried about somebody talking about something.
no, he very openly admitted to accepting bribes. Just in a very.
Well, that's if he's not worried about somebody else keeping their mouth shut, then that's.
He's like, but it's strange. You're the second person to ask about the murdered person recently.
No, who else was asking?
It wasn't so much recently, but a day or two before he was killed, there was an underdressed, blue-eyed human in here, like piercing blue eyes. They stood out.
No.
That, and he walked in without any coats or anything on.
Okay. Well,
So-
I appreciate your time. And
So he looks down on the paper. Have you been registered on the censor? The new lottery's coming next week. I can help you keep out of it.
I'm fine.
Like, okay, well, if you want to guarantee your safety, you know where to find me.
I will. I might come back to enjoy the lottery itself.
I see that, Coy.
Well, I was marking. I didn't want to say anything, but that's the path I would be walking.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was just letting you know I do see that. That's hilarious. But yeah, that's what you get. And as you start walking out the door, we transition to White Fang and Forgotten. You got it.
Who should like initiate this?
Oh, we could
Like-
take turns.
Okay, I'll let you go because technically you were like the one leading me to the bar. So
So
I'm mainly asking about the merchant connection. Also trying to spread a rumor that I want to be sponsored by her to maybe get her attention. But if you have, I like to think we're having this conversation on the way. But if
Okay.
you have another goal, we could head towards that as well.
I mean,
Because this place is pretty popular.
I was going to just like ease into it and just ask around and see if anybody knows about it, if any of the patrons know about anything about the merchant, and if so,
Alright.
where we can actually find her.
All
That
right,
way-
you'll hit the patrons. I'll hit the barkeep.
Got it.
All right, my dude, my guy. Let's do this.
Lead the way.
okay, so as you guys enter the Three Flag Sailing, it's a very subdued atmosphere. You see people who look cold and tired and just like almost like America is right now, just unsure about the future.
Oh my God, Mike.
Jesus, Mike.
Well, that's the easiest
mean-
way to explain it to you guys.
Okay.
He's not wrong.
Okay,
Okay.
dude. No, just no. Okay.
Anyways, moving on. You see a plump, gray-haired woman at the counter. She's
I definitely know this woman.
Oh yeah, no, you know she's known as Ma, like M.A., and she's busy
Ma.
fussing over Fisher. Like maybe she'd run into the table like, oh, you should eat some more. Like you look sickly thin, that kind of thing. Like very much treating everybody as if they were her children.
They're here for the cozy atmosphere.
Uh,
I greet her warmly. Ma,
she looks up.
I'm in town.
She looks up. Ah, right, Fang. It's so good to see you again. Do you want your usual drink?
Yes, and I'll need I pull out my gourd. She needs a filler up as well.
I'm just standing there, like right behind him, confused as hell. Like, she birthed that, horns and all.
Well,
No, she's just part of
not,
the formula.
not well known as Dragon Slayer. Anyways,
Fuck.
anyway, she's like, yes, I always keep your special bottle under the counter just for when you come into town.
Thank you, thank you.
And she pulls up this almost like non-labeled bottle that is like wax sealed from underneath. It's like as usual. I don't know how you drink this stuff. It's a little potent, but it'll be 1 gold as usual.
Yes, of course. I give her 2 and tell her to keep the drinks flowing for as long as the money works.
Of course, like you know me, I'll keep it going out to you. You look like you could use a pick me up, anyways.
And food too. Yeah, money for food. This place looks pretty down. What's going on?
It's just all these the sacrifices going on, and the horrible thing that happened to that shipbuilder too. Just got everybody down in the dumps, and this winter doesn't help.
Of course, the winter never helps, but let's add killing someone who makes ships. Now that's low.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it really is. But you know me, I just do my best to give everybody that warm feeling when they come in.
I'd like to think that Unknown has blended as I kept her distracted.
I'm
Correct.
just like going around like table hopping and just like asking around about like the merchant and just like saying like, oh yeah, hey, sorry to bother you, but I'm like new in town and I've been hearing a lot about like this merchant and that she's like some like mystic and people are just like pointing her out left and right. So I just want to know what the deal is with this chick.
Okay, so as you're talking with Ma, right, Fang, the general responses you get are some people blow you off because they're not feeling well or whatnot, like down in the dumps or just not like just wanting to drink. A couple replies with like warnings, like he got like, hey, be careful with dealings with Torga. You don't know what you're buying, that kind of stuff. Another one says, well, luckily, she was just here a few days ago, so luckily we won't have to deal with her for a little while.
Oh? What do you mean?
She goes through the towns like every other day, so she might be here in a week or 2 again, but until then, we don't have to watch out for her. It's nice buying some of the stuff she has, but it's almost not worth watching over your shoulder for being her resupply depot, if you get what I mean.
Oh. I didn't know that that's how that she got her quote-unquote
Well,
supplies.
I've heard rumors, you see. Not all well-founded, I'm sure, but she's not the kind that I would associate willingly if I didn't have to.
Got it. So don't get caught in a back alley when that she's in town.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Do you know what direction that she went last time as to like where she's heading?
I believe she went. Let me roll persuasion. Yeah, persuasion to see if you can get it out of him. Like it's to see if he's willing to divulge it. That's a pretty good roll. Yeah, she last I knew she was heading over to let me check the pronunciation. Kale Koenig. It's you would at least it's on the map that you have, so you probably would know it's on the one of the other lakes. It's actually almost directly north of East Haven. She probably went straight across the tundra to there. She makes a circle around the towns there. So, depending on how if you take the main roads and how quick you go about it, you might meet her in one of those towns over there. Though I don't know why you would want to.
Just the rumors caught my interest. Thanks, though.
Well, be careful. And he goes back to his drink. Right, yeah,
go to the
ahead.
bar and just wait for White Fang to finish his conversation with Ma.
Yeah, we transfer back over and we fade back into that conversation to Ma saying, "Are you sure you've been eating well enough? You look a bit thin compared to when you were last year. You know, all this alcohol doesn't help your complexion either. I think I've seen a couple dull scales there."
Well, I had to. Yeah, you know the food in the big city is not the best. You get the best stuff from towns like this.
I know, but
I wouldn't mind something to eat, and also, I know it's a. Crap, I forgot her name. Shoot, the merchant's actual name.
Torga Icefang.
And I unfortunately, oh well, not unfortunately. Let me resend that. I need to talk to you about Torga Icefang.
And what do you want to do with a troublemaker like that?
Well, there hasn't been any good fighting tournaments. Low on money, looking to get sponsored.
Yeah, but you could probably do better than her. She has such a shady reputation. I wouldn't want you to get hurt.
I can take care of myself. The only thing I'm asking is just to get word out that I'm looking.
Well, if I have an opportunity, I might. But you know, I worry about everybody, and she's. Well, I don't want you falling in with the wrong crowds. I know you like your fighting, but I worry.
Yeah, well, I'll feel a lot better with a big old, well, something to eat.
Well, let me see what I have cooking, and I'll see if I can pull you out something.
And I'm gonna join Forgotten at the bar.
She's always that talkative?
Very. She cares about everybody. What'd you find out from the crowd?
Well, your merchant is not the friendliest person in the world.
I heard she's an ice-cold killer.
Yeah, that's kind of what the locals were saying.
But if she's got anything to do with any of this, I'm feeling we gotta find her. Found out who died. Was murdered. Shipwright. Don't know how, but he was murdered shortly after their last lottery.
Gotcha. So, how did he die?
No idea. Only know he died.
How long would it take?
I guess.
Town hall to share that information.
We'll have it here soon when these two are done. I'll cut to our third party, and then you'll probably walk in right when I cut over. So you two, go ahead and continue.
I just got one more thing to probably do. God, that's gonna be my catchphrase. One more thing, one more question.
It's fine.
I'm gonna ask. So, I know what to call everyone else, but I've been calling you the guy.
And?
Alright, I guess when you want to tell me what to call you, you will. Just don't, you know?
Just what? Sorry.
Just say, well, hey, that guy. Just say, well, hey, I go, hey, that guy, and 5 people turn. He's nudging you, making fun of you.
All right. Just be careful when you nudge me. I don't want you like squishing my mouse in between your shoulder.
Oh, okay. Keep forgetting you have that.
Peeks out
He's
from
like-
his collar.
He just like pokes his head out and just like goes back in.
Gives me an angry squeak.
That's good.
Alright, that's all I had to say.
Okay, and as such, you guys would clearly have told them to meet you here when they're done. I think Iraq probably enters at this point. As we go past the door, like the camera goes to the door, and Iraq opens it and starts walking in as the camera goes over his shoulder and goes out over the town to zoom in on Theo and Neon. You guys have been wandering the city for like 30 to 40 minutes now. Just taking in the sights. You said you were just looking at different shops, seeing what you could get and whatnot?
Yeah, just pop in at random different shops. If something that would catch your eye, something unique, anything that would be fun and interesting. That would be different.
The main shop you see is this general store here. And it is Triglio. Basically... Okay, so basically it's just a common general store. As you enter the door, you see like a bright and let me see, Cherry? Yeah, you see a scarecrow like fellow at the counter. He's like, "Oh, welcome." And as he does so, he does that raising his hand, and you see his left hand is probably like it was broken and healed wrong. Kind of.
All right.
He's like, welcome to my store. What can I get for you guys?
Honestly, not looking for much. Kind of new to the town, and just figured I would check out unique wares, fun wares, anything that would be out of the norm. If you have anything like that, I would happily take a look. Other than that, if it'd be alright, I'll just walk around the store and see what's what.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look. I don't have too much unique stuff, though I am one of the better general stores of the city. If you see anything that pops your interest, let me know.
All right, sounds good.
As you walk around, it's very much a general store, just like your parents owned. It's the same general good. Like you could get most adventurers gear, common gear, that kind of stuff. Not really weapons or anything. You also notice that while you can get like fishing poles, you can't really get fishing stuff here.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, Neon, you're in there too, I take it? Just looking around with him?
Yes. I'm looking around for maybe looking for some trinkets or maybe a new like sheath for my greatsword.
You wouldn't really find that. I also assumed you would probably have like a bodric, which is that little special back sheath that greatswords tend to have. Go ahead and roll me a D100. So on the side, Nick, on the dice, on the left-hand side, there's a big die. If you go in there, you'll see a D100. Just click that. Okay.
Twice, I think.
So as you look around, you see this real, like almost like a tobacco pipe. You pick it up and maybe you put it in your mouth, and as you do, little bubbles come off the end of it.
Well, that's pretty cool.
It is pretty neat.
The guy looks up to see you like, I see you found the bubble blower. Yeah, we found that somewhere I don't remember where exactly. If you want it, it'll be a gold piece.
He says with a great big smile, sold.
Flip him a gold coin. He catches it in his good hand and like, huh? Pleasure doing business. He puts it under the counter.
I'll give him a side eye look. I thought you said you didn't have anything very unique here. I haven't seen that before.
Well,
Gribbing, I'm not being mean or anything.
Yeah, I don't know what's unique to you or not. I've seen
That's
a
fair
couple
enough.
of those every once in a while.
Yeah, I was kind of sheltered, so everything's kind of unique to me, huh? Well, is there anything that would be different that you would happen to have that not many other places would have? Um, I don't really care to stick around very much. Upon entering the town, I heard some awful things, hearing about a lottery or people getting killed, and I don't really want to stick around much
Yeah,
hearing that.
it's sad to say, but that's what all the officials of the town think is gonna end this winter. I just do my best to make it through it. I can't just up and leave town. My livelihood's here.
Yeah, I get that.
Plus,
I get that.
the tundra is not a good place for anybody to be.
Well, I do pretty good, but I get what you mean. Uh, is there anything that I should beware of while in the town? I don't want to be murdered. I don't want to draw attention to myself. Is there anything I should be avoiding, or someone I should be avoiding, or
The
anything you can help a wary traveler?
the only thing I would warn you of is the shipbuilder that was killed. He seemed to have did a deal with let me see what I have wrote down as lottery keeper Scath, the man down at town hall, and a couple days after the lottery he ended up dead. So the rumors are saying there's a connection. Scath is a little upset that less people have been paying this month than they normally do.
Huh. I guess I'm gonna avoid the town hall as best as I can. Then I don't want to make anybody mad.
Just be
All
careful.
right.
I hope to have your patrons again.
Oh yeah. If you get anything outside of the standard gear, and if you ever, I'll happily take a look. I'm always intrigued by different unique things. I guess I should clarify when I say unique. I'm just meaning outside of anything general, anything that would be most people would have, something that
Well, you can
is out of the ordinary.
you could always take another look around, but like I said, be careful when you leave.
All right.
And he goes back to maybe something he was messing with on the counter.
I'll continue to look around just to buy it a little bit of time, see if anything catches my eye.
Go ahead and roll a D100 too. You see, maybe it almost looks like a gemstone, like a nicely cut emerald. You pick it up, it shines in the light. He looks up and is like, when you said unique, I didn't think you wanted like a lump of coal or something.
I didn't know lumps of coal were emerald in color.
Well, it's not. It's just a black lump of coal.
Huh.
If you want it, you can have it. I don't even know why it's on my shelf.
All right. Sure. Thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem. Add that to the good favor. Hopefully you'll come back and check out some more stuff.
As we're walking out, I'm gonna I'll put a silver piece down and be, if you happen to see me and you know anything else trying to keep myself out of trouble, please pass it along. I would appreciate it.
No problem. He grabs the silver and puts it with the rest of his money.
All right.
As you guys leave, and it's up to you guys, whoever leaves first.
What did you say that was? It said it's to me.
It looks like a shiny green emerald.
To the rest of us, though, would it look like a piece of coal?
At least to the shopkeep, it does.
All right then.
I'll ask Neon as we after we leave. So I figured as we're leaving, I'd tuck back and hand him that coin and say something to him. So probably Neon would be heading out first, since I ducked back to give him that, silver piece.
Blowing in his bubble pipe.
You notice everyone, like the bubbles, they float for a little bit and then they kind of freeze over and fall to the ground.
I'm just.
And the air is just that cold that it's freezing the bubbles. So Theo, you walk outside. There's a small trail of like half-collapsed frozen bubbles on the ground. So you're welcome. What I have in mind, I can have after the small, because you wanted to ask him.
Oh, I was gonna ask you. I was like, to me, this looks like a green emerald, but he said it looked like coal. What does it look like to you?
What he has, you see in his hand is very clearly just a lump of coal.
Huh.
Yeah, I would say I don't know why you wanted this stupid rock so much. As he blows into the bubble pipe again.
That was good. Oh man.
I'm so glad you randomly rolled for like the perfect item from you, Nick.
So sophisticated.
Maybe something's going wrong. Maybe I'm a little bit more tired from that walk than I thought.
It does not
I'll
feel
put
like coal. Like your hands don't have residue of coal or anything.
All right, cool. I'll put it in my
But
pocket.
as you ask him that, from down the street you hear a bark. As you turn, a wolf-sized sled dog with light gray fur runs towards you, dragging a broken leather harness behind it.
Which direction is the dog coming from on the map?
They probably are right here on the map. It probably came from this direction. So
Alright.
probably just heading up the road at them like this.
He's running. How much? What I see a pretty well advance of time.
Yeah, like you hear bark, you turn. He's like 20 or something feet away from you when you hear the bark as he's running. He doesn't look angry or anything. Like
Yeah. Initially, as he's getting closer, I'd like to try to make an animal handling check to see if I can get him to slow down or get.
It doesn't look like he's ignoring you. He's like he saw somebody and he's running towards you guys.
Okay.
As he gets to you. He whimpers a little bit and maybe licks your face. And then go ahead and roll me an insight check. As he's like kind of jumping back and forth and oh yeah, he's very clearly trying to lead you somewhere.
All right. Well, what's going on? Let's go. And I'll start moving in a direction to see where he starts going.
He starts leading you off.
All right. I'll holler back to Neon and ask him if he's gonna come or not.
Right behind you.
All right.
Okay, so as you follow him, he probably leads you not too far away. Like you guys started here, he probably leads you down the road here, and probably like over here to like this side house here. And he like scratches at the door. As he does, you hear like a gruff voice inside as probably something like, "Hi, I'm coming," and a man opens the door. He looks to be a handsome man. You are guessing in his 30s, and the dog just runs inside. He looks at the dog without seeing you guys, and then he almost excitedly he looks up, and then when he sees you guys, he almost looks a little down, like a little downtrodden. As his smile fades a little bit, and he urges you, and like, "Oh, come on in. I recognize boy here. Hopefully you can help me. And he like opens the door for you guys to come in.
Well, thinking something. We weren't sure what was going on, so all right.
You guys look like the adventuring type. Hopefully.
Yeah, I'll nod and I'll walk in.
Mia follows close behind.
So as you come in, he gives you a cup of warm cider each. Well, hopefully you guys can help me. I was born here in 10 Towns, but my husband comes from a wealthy family in Neverwinter. Garrett didn't care much for city life. When I met him, he was working as a guide. He loves the outdoors and he lives to climb the mountains. But a few days ago, he was hired by some adventurers to lead him to the slopes of Calvin's Cairn. His plan was to take the adventurers to Caer Konig, the town at the foot of Calvin's Cairn. But after they acquired some climbing gear from the outfitter there, he was going to lead them up the mountain. Garrett took 6 dogs and a sled with him, boy here, and he's petting the dog like very comfort animal like. He was Garrett's favorite. Raised him from a pup. He did. Boy would never leave Garrett's side unless something terrible happened.
You said that was Calvin's Kern, right?
Yeah. He's like, I'm really worried for my husband, and I know it's a lot to ask, but could I persuade you to go up and look for him and his companions? I don't have any money, but...
Well, first off, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Theo. Who do I have the pleasure to be, hopefully, saving their significant other?
My name is Keegan Valen. And as I was saying, I don't have any money to offer you, but the proprietor of Luskin's Arms is a friend of mine. I could get you some free rooms in the inn. I'm also a scrim shonder by trade, and I could give you some of my art. It's not worth much, though, I confess. But I'm worried for my husband, and you guys might be the only hope I have. I can't go out there looking for him. I wouldn't survive.
Well, you know what? I don't mind at all. As adventurer to adventure, I love the outdoors as well, so I definitely would hate to see... You said Garrett, right?
Garrett, yes.
Someone that would kind of be in the same boat as I would. I'd hope someone come look for me. If you could get us with the room and board, that would be great. And let's worry about getting him back first before we worry about what anything can be done. As for payments, I would rather make sure that your significant other gets back to you before I worried about any sort of payments.
I'm truly thankful. I recommend you check out the Frozen Fair expeditions in Caer Konig. That's likely the last place anybody saw Garrett before he went up the mountains.
Where was that at? Sorry, I'm trying to type.
Boom. I am typing it in chat.
Okay.
That's the town, and
okay.
And that's the town. That's the place he recommended.
Frozen Far expeditions. Okay, that's. I don't mean to try to overstep or anything here, but you said his dog is very loyal and wouldn't leave his side? Would he be able to accompany us to try to hopefully lead us to the last place he saw him? Would that be something you would be okay with?
I'm more than okay with that. If that leads to Garrett's safe return, I know Boy here cares just as much as I do about him, and he ruffles the dog's hair, and the dog does that little, almost like a whimper, not a sad whimper, but he looks like a sad happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's happy to be back with one of his owners, but something's clearly wrong.
All right. Well, I will get down to his level and I'll ask him would you care to show us where we need to go? Would you come with us?
He kind of whines, but he does that like paw on your knee kind of thing.
All right. Then there's still a couple people that we don't have yet. Would it be all right with you, Keegan, if we got them and came back before taking Boyd and leaving here? I don't want to take them too soon because I don't know what kind of trouble they've gotten into.
Well, that's perfectly fine. You know where to find me. Just please, I worry for him every day. I hope you don't take too long.
Very well, understandable. We'll be back before the end of the day to talk to you, and we'll go from there. It was a pleasure to meet you. This is my friend Neon as well. If you ever see him and you want to get a hold of one of us, or get a hold of me as well, by all means, you can talk to him too.
He nods his head towards Neon too. He's like, thank you both. You both are so brave to go out in the wilderness like this.
All right. Well, I'll bid you farewell for now, and we'll see you before night's fall tonight, and we'll go from there once I get the rest of my party together.
He nods and continues sipping his warm cider.
And so I'll head out and head back to our rendezvous point.
Okay, so fading away from you guys into them, it's probably been like a half hour with Arak there. Arak, what would you do with everybody else? Like, it's only the three of you right now. Oh, Kelly's muted, so Kelly might have had to walk away.
Not bad. Other than passing along the information that I learned from City Hall.
So basically, the guy was murdered. From your understanding, he accepted a bribe, and that there was a gentleman asking about him before he was killed. Basically, it.
Pretty much the same story that happened last time, and he was killed with the same way.
So for Forgotten and White Fang, it's like he said, basically the same story as last time.
Yeah.
So is there anything you two would do in the meantime, waiting for your other companions to get here?
I would explain to Arak about the merchant, and how that she can be somewhat dangerous and possibly linked to all the murders.
I'm gonna express to them once again about the blonde-haired, blue-eyed.
Well, you don't know about blonde hair. You know piercing blue eyes, and this time you heard surprisingly underdressed human. Was the new information you got, basically.
That.
Which is weird because everybody gets cold outside except for those very few people who are like White Fang here.
And attuned to the cold.
Yeah, so something's weird there.
Oh,
Alright, boys, I'll be back in just a minute. My
What?
cat's meowing at me.
Oh, no problem.
Give me a sec.
What was that, Coy?
I said, oh god, he's a White Walker.
I have not watched enough Game of Thrones to know too much. I read a couple books, but I don't know too much. So basically, if that's all really info is transferred, you guys are probably sitting enjoying your drinks. White Fang's enjoying his meal. Joseph, are you here?
I just got back.
Oh, welcome back. Basically, I was saying it's a half hour of you guys there. Arak is telling you what he heard about the piercing blue eyes, surprisingly underdressed human, murdered the same way. And Forgotten filled him in about the trader that he filled you in with. And that's basically what I got there. You have your meal. It's a nice, almost like a shepherd's pie type thing, but
Nice.
she did her best. Like, there's only so much you could do with the ingredients that you can get nowadays, 2 years into the winter. Fresh vegetables are not a thing.
Oh yeah.
Only like root vegetables and stuff like I said last time that can grow in the cold.
Yeah.
But it has that home cooked meal like flavor to it.
Sorry, guys. What did I miss?
Oh.
Just him eating his food.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, there's probably about half hour of all three of you guys put in together before the other two show up. So if there's anything else you would do other than eat and listen to both informations filler.
Nah.
So we'll say you guys have relaxed a little bit, enjoyed your food as the door opens and ducking in first is Neon, followed by Theo behind him.
Well, I'm glad to see everybody's all right in one piece. Never know what's gonna happen. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get myself a drink.
Yeah.
No, and I'm also gonna pass along the information that the next lottery here is like a week away.
And as you go up to the counter to get a drink, you notice there's no new bloodstains there.
It's good to know.
But yeah, you can get your drink just fine. Like I described to them, gray hair, very lovingly, says something that, yeah, are you sure you need alcohol? You look a little young. Maybe you need, maybe some warm cider or take the chill out of your bones.
This does it all the same. But thank you.
Says, very, very mom-like talking to you. As you get your drink and head back to the table.
Well, being raised by a Nork, alcohol ain't no thing. I'll say that while I'm walking away.
Yeah,
too.
she look for a second. She looks half worried, but seeing how you're not hurt and you joked about it, she's like, and gets back to what she was cleaning beforehand.
So I'll sit down with my drink in hand. So what has everybody figured out? Anybody want to go first? No? All right, I'll go first then.
You always go first.
Well, I'm trying to let other people go first. I don't always have to be the one talking. I don't.
No, I know Arak said as you got your drink that he was at a fill-in about that the
Okay.
lottery was like a week away. Is specifically what he said?
Oh yeah, well that's and if you like while you came back and I was still talking, I would finish filling you in on the fact of the bright blue-eyed man who was surprisingly underdressed. It was probably the killer who kills people the same way, and like they were both paid people and they both died in the same manner.
Was that happen to be the gentleman the shipbuilder that got killed?
Yep.
All right, that's what I heard as well. On a different note, though, I know we're doing one thing, but when Neon and I were walking out of Triglio?
Yeah,
I forget
Triglio.
After getting a couple fun little trinkets, I don't know if Neon's using his pipe or not. Sitting there.
Blowing lots of bubbles in the corner.
You
I do
see
have a
this
question to
really
ask you guys.
big, intimidating Goliath with what looks like a very fancy looking tobacco pipe, just bubbles coming out of it.
I
I'm
would
just
like to ask
imagining
you-
Drax just from Galaxies.
Only taller, because he's not man size. He is legitimately like 8.5 foot tall.
Does this look like coal to you guys? I'll set that up on the table.
Why it's in your hand, it 100% looks like coal.
Right,
to
but
everybody.
I set it down on the table.
Can I roll for perception to see if I see an emerald?
Let me see what it says. Yeah, no, it looks like coal to everybody.
All right.
The weird thing is, anybody that picks it up and examines it, like I said, you don't get coal on your hands. But it looks like coal.
Can I use or make an arcane on it?
Go ahead.
He seems very unsure about it.
Oh, boom. Yeah, you probably have seen these little trinkets here or there, Iraq. It basically is. It's basically an enchanted gemstone. It's nothing too fancy. It just has a minor illusion on it that anybody other than the owner that sees it just sees coal.
I'm gonna express that. So apparently you're the owner of it.
All right, cool. I will pocket it. I'm gonna change it. I have in here.
That's neat.
Probably wasn't an
Um,
amazingly expensive gemstone to have somebody do that to it, but
What was that?
Iraq would probably know it probably wasn't an amazing expensive gemstone to have that done to it, but it's a nice little gimmick.
Gotcha. Yeah, be fun. We did get a request from a guy named Keegan. His husband he's an adventurer. He went out with a party to try to take him to Calvin's Cairn. He took the 6 dogs and their sled, but he hasn't returned yet. He asked if we would be willing to go look for him because each day he's afraid something worse might have happened. They did have, and it was a wolf, right?
A wolf-sized sled
Wolf
dog.
size. Okay. So a wolf. There's a rather large dog that he said we could take with him. That is very, man's best friend, and hopefully that could get us in the right direction as well. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys want to try to get up there and maybe be able to save him or figure out what's going on, but that's also been requested of us as well.
I mean,
Hmm.
from what's all on the list to do, we have one more murder to investigate and one more city. That and the Yeti.
Well,
Well, the
wasn't the
ingot.
Yeti also in the same area?
So let me get this straight. We have 2 murders and a Yeti and a merchant.
Would there be
And
any chance-
a missing person.
That's a lot on
So,
our plate for the one afternoon, there, boys.
hey, people have adventures, all sorts of random things. But
Well,
basically,
with the
what
missing person.
you
Oh.
got is a missing person case, which is up on Calvin's Cairn. You have a missing cargo from the Yeti ambush that's somewhere in between Calvin's Cairn and Bryn Shonda. You have the traveling merchant, which was last seen heading to Kael Koenig. And you have one more murder to investigate if you want to, over in East Haven.
You said that the
Sounds
caravan
like
was
almost...
going to Calvin's Cairn as well?
The
Rumor-wise?
caravan was heading directly through the tundra between this city and the Kael Koenig.
Oh, okay. Would you be able to pull the map back up?
Yeah,
for us?
I can move you over to the map. You guys don't really need this anymore. This is just as a... Boom.
So, well, to get to the Kara Koenig, we could go back through Bryn Shonda, hit East Haven, investigate that, then to go up to there and hit all that at one time. Or we take a straight shot up to Calvin's Cairn and then go to Kara Koenig and work through East Haven.
Well,
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm back.
So we can do, something like this. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Do something, investigating around
Fucking
here,
boy.
and then go like that. Or we could do it the other way, like we originally talked. Hit here, come back, hit Kaer Koenig, and then Calvin's Cairn, or Cairn. What would you guys like to do?
Well, you also remember that you have the dog that can come with you.
Right.
That very well might lead you.
through this because don't you negate the effects of trying to walk through all this shit?
That's a
Maybe
lake.
around. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we actually have to walk around, but we may not actually have to come all the way back to here.
Yeah, I was just, even like we could go this way, and we would ignore and take a straight shot like that, and then
Yeah.
ignore and hit that, and then we could, you know, that. Yeah,
Oh, geez, that cut off like 4 miles.
me being able to, yes, we would be able to get around a lot easier.
Plus, with the dog, would be able to get around a little bit easier because you
What-
said that he is somewhat familiar with the area, right?
I don't know. It's not that he would make it we get around easier. He just might be able to help us take us back to the last place the dog was to help
Gotcha.
find the person. He's not going to help
Mhm.
us move easier through the tundra. He's just going to make it easier to try to find his owner.
Also, I apologize for shouting a moment ago. My cat decided to just straight up jump on my desk, scaring the shit out of me. So yeah, sorry about that.
You're
All
fine.
good. Well, I don't know if we'll get much more from East Haven. We already have an idea of who we're looking for, and the murder item, which is that ice spear, and the gentleman like you've described it. So we already have a suspect. Do we really need to waste the time to go to East Haven?
I would agree that we should head up in a direct line towards them.
So you agree
Head
with
down.
the Calvin's Kern route?
Yeah.
My 2 cents on this is investigating the murders and the supplies. Those people are kind of already dead, and the supplies are supplies, but this dude might still be alive.
I agree. Yeah, we might be able to save a life. These guys are already, this is already something that's happened. We're investigating past, but we can prevent something in the present. Is that what you're meaning? I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
on the
it.
same page. All
That's exactly what I'm meaning.
right. What I know, so when it says the Dwarven Valley, what my character know what exactly that would be.
Basically, there is a clan of dwarves that, like the dwarves that you met, their clan basically lives under Calvin's Kern. And that Dwarven Valley is probably where, like, some of their surface stuff they have to do is probably taking place there. You probably, like, it's not like like a city, but it's probably known as the Dwarven Valley because from time to time you probably see dwarves there.
All right. How long would it take us to get to Calvin's Kern? Would I be able to get an estimate? I mean, I know mileage wise, but that doesn't necessarily pertain to days. So how long would that take us to get there? I want to make sure we have enough rations. Enough food.
Roll me a survival. Okay, so judging by the map and depending on stuff outside and whatnot, it could excuse me, my throat. Going over the open tundra, it's roughly you can cover roughly 12 hours on foot. Like 12 miles every, like it would take you a day to go 12 miles basically, if you depending on
All right.
conditions.
And I do have the ability to forage for food. But that doesn't necessarily mean just because I can for it doesn't mean I'll be able to for it. I have enough rations for 10 days. Do you guys have enough to get us through? If something happens, please
Oh, yeah.
down.
I do.
All right. I say then we take a group vote, but I think we head out the path, roundabout here, about halfway between Targos and this one. And then straight shot it out to Calvin's Kern, following where he said the dog's name is Boyd, right?
Yeah, boy.
Boy, all right. Following if he takes us anywhere otherwise.
Right, we might stumble across deity shit while we're up there.
Yeah.
Depending on how we find them. Right?
Yeah.
If he's If he's dead, unfortunately he's dead. If he's not, we could try and bring him back.
Very, very cool. So that's the course of action, to head up to Calvin's Cairn and.
If we're going to save someone who might be alive where everyone else is dead, I think that would be our best option, because that's, a day and a half travel compared to going around, and you're looking at 2 to 3 days travel.
Roads you might get like a little bit faster speed on. That's specifically over open tundra.
Right,
and you
but-
might make better time getting to there with Boy leading you and with your travel and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that would still be our best. So I'd like to go back to
Oh, Nick.
Okay.
Oh my, did he cast enlarge self?
A wild Nick has appeared.
He makes it in 3 steps. So
But
Boom, boom.
I'm gonna go back because you said it was late in the evening, right?
yeah, it's getting later. Like it's probably around 5 or 6 now, maybe 7. Like it's starting to get darker, that kind of thing.
I'd like to go back to Keegan and ask him if he would still be able to put us up, and we will leave first thing in the morning to go find his husband, and we will bring Boy with them to help lead us in the direction he came from.
If that's what you think is best, I worry about him, but you're right. It's horrible to go out at the start of dark like this. Yeah, I'll get a hold of my friend.
Much appreciated, thank you. And we will make as much haste as possible to try to get to him.
And he gets down with the dog. He's like, now, boy, lead him where Garrett is, please. I know you know where. And he pats him on his head, and the boy runs over to you.
Right.
So you guys have a place to sleep tonight at the other tavern, other than Mars. I'm gonna call it right about here. I know it's a little bit earlier, but I want to prep what's coming next.
Yeah, because I have a feeling some stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I know what's coming next and to prep it properly for you guys.
Understandable.
Okay.
So this is where I'm gonna call it for tonight. I hope you guys all had fun.
Yeah.
I know
definitely.
it's a bit more heavy roleplay, but I wanted to give you guys some shine too. Like, your characters aren't killing machines; they're people.
I want to get a bubble pipe added to my character picture now.
Unfortunately, Nick, that's a little harder to find.
And we also need to get you a belt of dwarven kind so you can grow yourself a luxurious beard.
That'd be awesome.
And dye it blue to match the Warforged we know.
Yeah,
I'm not-
I have my Warforged in the game that I'm playing in has a very well made blue beard that can be removed at will. That I can remove for myself and put it back on. It was crafted by a dragon.
So they had no idea she was a dragon, and they don't remember her afterwards. But
Right.
she was a very lovely ancient bronze dragon.
Yeah, it's a great mustache. I'm great. Half the time my character's just sitting there stroking his beard.
I'm just imagining like that episode of SpongeBob where like he just gets a wizard's beard. And he's stroking it.
Basically. But I am ending my stream now, so
Same here.
All right. Later, nerd.